Good Monday morning, friends, fellow veterans who have served in many of the military arms of services. And of course, beyond the veterans, the families who support them when they were overseas. And now they're back on U.S. soil, perhaps, and looking at, hey, their civilian obligations and so forth. Welcome to this first episode of Serving Veterans who served us in our new year 2025. With me will be my co-host Jason, who's going to join us in the studio shortly. For all of you who have kind of jump-started your 2025, now that we're in the last week of January, good for you. I'm glad to hear that you've jump-started your plan, your projects, and so forth. There are certain things that I've jump-started, and there's a few things that I'm still kind of baking, noodling, and so maybe there's a little bit of procrastination. Having said that, let me now make sure Jason is ready to roll. I think he is. And because he's the rock star that he is, by the way, he's got a new venture he's going to talk about, or maybe we'll hint about in this episode. Let's get his fan base. He's got a lot of fans to give him a rock star welcome. Here we go. All right, Jason, your fans are calling your name. You got to come up on stage, buddy. Here we go. How are you, Jason?
All right. I think my connection glitched a little bit there.
No worries. Technology does that sometimes to us. How are you?
All right. Good. Tired. I was out sick, so today's my official day back after a week just being sick. So
yeah, this time of the year, we do have to watch for flu bug, colds, and that kind of stuff. Especially since you and I live in this upper Midwest climate where, guess what? We've been kind of stuck in this frozen tundra. Today's going to get warmer, though, so they tell us, right?
Yeah, I almost did this. I almost did my podcast outside today, so it's actually pretty nice. So, but I thought, I just had a cold. I better take it easy and stay inside. So,
well, if you chose to join me from your outdoor environment, I would have been okay with it because, well, you would have been the one outdoor. I would have been stuck indoor. I'm perfectly fine with it.
It's just strange that this time of year you can see the grass. I don't know. It's
true.
not normal around here.
Yeah, true. And I know you've lived in a lot of different metro areas across the U.S. For example, San Diego, where there's never any snow, right? So yeah, it's a little different thing.
Yeah, for sure.
So Jason, let's start off today's episode like we always do, where you drop your expertise as to what is going on with the local real estate market here in the Chicago area.
Yeah, we're for Greater Chicago. We are definitely in the boring cycle of the market. This is when it's really slow. Statistically, year after year, it's always slow between Christmas and the Super Bowl. Sometimes we get a nice pickup right after the Super Bowl if the weather's nice. And we'll get an early spring market. Looks like we might have that happen this year. We've got really, really low inventory across the board. Everywhere you look, suburbs, north, south, west, and in the city, just really, really low inventory. That being said, for January, the end of January, which is historically a slow part of the year, we've got a lot of buyer demand compared to other years. Lacking inventory, these buyers are just kind of out there looking. So if you're looking for something, a deal, you're not going to get a deal right now on a great place.
Right.
The good houses, the ones that are move-in ready, all the bells and whistles, they're gone in a couple days just because of that short inventory. People have adjusted to the new interest rates, and that's kind of where we are. Another cool kind of thing I think that's happening, I don't know if it's cool, but it looks like our luxury end of our market, which we classify as $1 million up, it's getting pushed higher.
Wow.
Yeah, so $1 million doesn't really get you what it used to, which
Okay.
is interesting. So that luxury market kind of base of $1 million, we may have to push that up a little bit higher, because in that kind of niche part of the market, we have a lot of demand and just nothing to buy.
So the same inventory challenge applies in that upper bracket segment. That's what
Yeah,
I'm hearing from you. And
yeah,
then it
yeah.
sounds like to me at that upper bracket segment, I'm kind of reading in between the lines without you telling me that. Seems like people are just flush with cash.
Yeah, a lot of cash. There's a lot of cash on the market. A lot of cash. I think a lot of folks are moving from the coast, and I mean that's something
Yes.
that I kind of specialize in. So maybe that's my bias, but I see a lot of people coming from California, from the Pacific Northwest. They kind of got priced out,
Yep.
coming from the East Coast, DC, New York, Boston.
Yep.
And then a lot of people from Florida are coming back because they're just, I mean, you see what's going on in Florida. People are just fed up with the way insurance has gone up down there, and
Right.
things just didn't work out when they left Chicago or the Midwest in general. So there are a lot of people coming back.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
I think you're spot on. I mean, one, I know you're spot on because you moved from California inland,
yep,
right, to the
yep,
Midwest, and so you personally experience, you know, you personally experience the fact that for the money that you're willing to let go of, you can certainly get a whole lot more. Uh, Plus, you get the snow too. You know, that's an added bonus. I'm just kidding.
yeah. Yeah, you can stay inside your gigantic house when it snows.
There you go. There you go.
You
There you go.
sell your little townhouse in California and move here and buy a 5,000 square foot plus house.
True,
You
true,
know, it's
true.
the value is just, it's just crazy how much more you get here compared to
Yeah,
on either coast. So
yeah, I agree. And I think for that reason, even though, in our video series here, we're sharing this information with veterans who most of the time maybe looking to buy their next home,
mm,
their forever home. I I will also pivot and say this. There's certainly a segment of veterans who may be investors, right? Who may be buying some investment properties. And here in the Midwest, you can still get some good deals as opposed to on the coast.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely, yeah,
yeah, yeah. So with that, because of the challenge of inventory, I agree with you. There's certainly buyer demand, right? They're window shopping um, multiple times,
yeah.
for a period of time. Do you see that this market that we're in right now is creating a challenge for renters? I'm curious to get your input to that question.
For renters,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I can't speak a whole lot to rentals because I haven't been doing them in years now. I pass those down to my junior realtors. I've heard a lot. I really just don't know.
Okay.
So folks, you can tell now officially that we wing this stuff because I did not see that question coming. Would have prepared something. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No. Hey,
But
that's the right
I'm not going to
answer.
BS you. So yeah, I don't know what the rental market's doing right now.
Yeah.
To be honest,
Well,
yeah.
that's the right answer. I mean, you lean on your other team members to focus on those other areas for you. So with that,
Yeah.
let me lean in and share this perspective with you, Jason, and our social media audience, because I have heard trying to rent a great property can be just as challenging, if not more, than buying a property. For example, there are some landlords and investors right now that want what I call creme de la creme, right? They want the rock star credit tenant. They want to see, you know, they want to see that tenant earn 3 times through income what they're going to rent. And, you know, kind of a lot of these additional hoops that sometimes they have to jump through. For that reason, Jason, my organization has implemented, we actually rolled this out within the past probably 18 months. We implemented and deployed a solution called Home Buyer Ally. And what it's all about, it's helping sometimes those forever renters have the benefit of, okay, you want to rent? We'll help you with that. We'll help you locate, source the property that you want to rent, and we'll buy it for you, turn around, and be your landlord. That's my organization. So we, of course, coined this unique program, Home Buyer Ally. And for some of you, who are forever renters, so you think. But at some point, your life event is going to trigger that you might have to settle down and own and buy a chosen property. This may be a solution that you should consider. What it means is you get to rent a subject property. We are your landlord. And then you have the right of the exclusive right and option to purchase it from us within a period of time. So, with all of that said, for those veterans, families of veterans who may be looking at, your next move, consider this. As we wrap up the episode today, I will share with you how you can get in touch with Jason, his team members, and myself to start a conversation about this. Let's now move our episode to talk about, you know what, as veterans are leaving the forces, they're going to look for what is their next civilian chapter, um, their next source of income. Let me bring in one of my friends who is in that business, who is in the business of placing, staffing, and recruiting veterans with a lot of skills in the right next gig, right next chapter. And as I bring her in, let me ask her work family. She's got a big work family, people. Let me ask her work family to give her a nice warm welcome. Here we go. Debbie, your work family is just giving you this nice rah, rah, rah. So let's bring you into this conversation today.
Hey,
hello, Debbie.
Thanks, Bill. What a nice welcome.
Yeah, that's your work family calling your name, local and afar, because I know you guys are spread across the U.S., if not kind of across the world.
Yes, we are. We are currently work with clients in about 45 states, and we have a satellite office on the East Coast. We also have a new office in Ireland, and we have 20 engineers that sit in Lithuania.
Wow, you guys are growing like hotcakes. So before we continue, for the people who don't know you, for my audience, Jason's audience that don't know who you are, more importantly, the organization that you're a part of, why don't you give us a short description of that?
So I'm Debbie Jackson. I'm an account manager here at Sterling Engineering. We're a women-owned business. We've been around for 54 years. We have two sides of our business. One side does all kinds of engineering projects and service work for our clients in manufacturing in any segment: plastics, food, utilities, pharmaceutical, med device. And then the other side is the staffing company, where we find all types of anything technical staffing to go in a manufacturing company. And we do that all over the United States. And that can be a temp to hire or a direct hire position.
Interesting. So using what you just described, attempt to hire kind of sounds like my rent to own program, right? You can try it out.
Exactly. Yep. Yep.
All right. are a lot of these industries that you guys have relationships in, and you're helping them look for the right talent, helping them place the right talent, deploying them for their next gig. A lot of them are very veteran friendly. Am I correct?
Yes, they are. And there's some really great, and one of them is that 68% of companies, if they have two equal candidates, they will always hire the veteran over the other person.
Wow. You heard that, people. You
Yep.
heard that right here.
Yep,
You heard that right. What are some skills, Debbie, that you feel are kind of important, very important right now, that many industries, employers are looking for?
Well, one thing I'll say first is to just start this off is when anybody comes out of the military, they're very structured, they're very organized, they can take orders, and they've gone through immense training. So even if they're going to be a supply clerk, or they're going to work on a helicopter, or they're going to be ordering food, it doesn't matter what position they're in, they have extensive training because everything's done in a structured way. And our clients, that's what they like. They know they've had really good training, and especially anything technical or anything in IT, anything mechanical, electrical. Those are the jobs right now that we do not have a big enough supply on. Right now, the last 20, 30 years, everyone's going to college and everyone can't be in charge. So we have to have some people that can do all the work on the floor. So right now, those are the types of roles that, I have hundreds of jobs in anything maintenance, anything controls, anything electrical. Those are the jobs that we have a ton of openings in. And veterans, if they do have a lot of problem solving skills as well. So they could really work in like a project management type role where maybe they manage a group of people that are going to be the maintenance guys and trying to get projects accomplished.
Very true. Very true. A large part of, I think veterans are very good with executing a plan, getting stuff,
Yep.
people, resources from point A to point B. So, social media friends, you heard it from my relationship, Debbie Jackson. If you are looking for your next gig, for a new job, because for the reasons that matter to you, you have life events that require you to consider this. All you have to do is certainly reach out to Debbie Jackson. In the video in this episode earlier, you saw the little bubble as to the organization that she's a part of. And as part of your life events, when and if it does require a move from one location to another, as I hinted at earlier, how can you start a conversation with Jason Hinsley and myself? All you have to do, people, is simply scan the QR codes that you see here at this point in our live stream conversation, or in this episode if you're watching this on demand. So as we wrap up, Jason, I know you've got some big changes coming for you and your team. So I'm excited to probably talk about more of that in the next coming episodes, correct?
Let's hope so.
Yes, there you go. So as we wrap up today's episode of Serving Veterans Who Served Us, social media friends, let me ask my music posse to play us out. All of you have a great start to your week, great Monday. We will see you in the next episode.